And welcome back to Ancient Domains of Mystery and so on. Now, where were we? We have to kill a hill giant. That is one thing that we have to do. I have to check out my stuff again for the moment because I still have a lot of stuff to uncurse. But I do not know which... I actually own a Blessed Scroll of Identify, so that's the next step. Now I'm much better informed about my things. Okay. Medium Mithril Shield. Thick gauntlets, blue leather gauntlets. Okay, okay. Girdle of Strength. Girdle of Carrying is better. I own an amulet of free action. That's actually good news. All sorts of stuff here. I own a wand of paralyzation with 6 charges. That is possibly one of the best items in the game, period. As far as I'm concerned. Unless they gave a lot of bosses paralyzation resistance in the one of these last versions of the game. Paralyzation is an incredibly potent effect. Just generally. It can kill you if you suffer from it yourself, but you can use it to kill monsters just as well. One of magic missiles with 6 charges, also not bad. So that's nice. I own a blessed potion of training. I might just drink that right away. I actually own a blessed potion of cure corruption. I think I got that from the druid. I own a potion of toughness. That's good news. I could use that eventually. And I do own 2 scrolls of uncursing. Now I only have 1 potion of holy water. I'm gonna have to fix that right away by sacrificing stuff at the altar. Okay, one step after another. First, let's get rid of all the useless stuff I own. I don't really want to use that Mythful Scale Mail of Hate because I don't really like that effect. What's my current shield? I believe I am using a tower shield. Those are actually better than +7 +7/0 is probably better than +5/+1, simply because a shield's DV value also affects how high you can train that shield. I generally prefer having the highest possible DV value, unless it means giving up a lot of PV. Gauntlets are unremarkable, as are the leather gauntlets. I don't really need that. A Girdle of Strength +1. Not really worth the space in the inventory. I'm not sure the Girdle of Greed exploit is even at all practical. So just not do that. Black Talk might be useful. Amulet Free Action might be useful. I won't use that weapon. I don't need a cursed short bow. Having 2 bows isn't bad. I do not need a piece of iron ore. And I can't use the mandolin because I don't know how to play music. I don't think. I don't need 2 rings of stun resistance, but I don't really... oh well. I never use those, so I might as well sell the entire stack while I'm at it. As for the rest, I don't need plant seeds, and I want to eat them anyway. I don't want to eat them either, that's not really worth it. Cursed Somasemptia herbs, nah. I'm fine with just 1 regular Somasemptia, just in case I ever need one, and I have 3 blessed ones, so I'm just gonna keep those. Can go pretty in-depth with this selling stuff business. I don't need plain candy. That has a chance of lowering my stats and there's barely anything in terms of food. I do not need that bone. Also, I do not need all of these gemstones, and definitely not a worthless piece of white glass, though the crystals of fire might eventually come in useful. So if I get rid of everything we just mentioned, it takes a while, but still doesn't get me out of strained. It turns out I'm actually using a I've been wearing a cursed ring of damage the entire time, which is kind of mean. So I think it's actually worth it to spend a potion of holy water on fixing that. Wait, I messed up. What? No! Stupid keyboard and stupid fiddling and rasm frasm. Select an item to dip. I thought I got rid of that bit of annoyingness. Great, I managed that somehow. I don't want to eat on top of this. I'm gonna step outside that shop to eat what I want to eat. Holy iron rations, yum yum. And another thing I'm gonna do is, well, I have 2 scrolls of uncursing. Let's oh wait, I don't have holy water, so this is actually what I'm gonna do next. That's just enough. Now about that cursed water, unholy water, I'm gonna drop them. Then I'm gonna dip scrolls of uncursing in holy water and read a blessed scroll of uncursing. And take my unholy water back, because unholy water has some use because you can use it to curse potions of invisibility to make potions of blindness, so I kind of like having it around. Though I probably don't need 3, but anyway. I can take off my cap now and exchange it for a blessed cap, which I think is, I might as well do. A blessed cap is somewhat harder to break, and the stats were otherwise equivalent. I could use an amulet of free action instead of an amulet of light, and I'm actually gonna do that because you just never know when a ghoul shows up. As for cloaks, nothing here. I'm actually gonna do a whole lot more damage now, because a blessed ring of damage gives a hefty damage bonus instead of the damage penalty I had before. A ring of fire resistance, on the other hand, is not all that necessary, but all I have elsewise is ring of the fish, and I don't want to put that on without needing it, because it auto curses. Now I kind of want to stop throwing rocks now. I've got plenty of arrows to use instead. No, I don't want to ready a tool. Or maybe I will. Maybe I do. I've got a bunch of moss patches of Meralin. And yeah, that sounds like a good idea. As well as eating 4 of these wonderful Morja roots. Am I all covered? Or is there something I still have to do? Nope, looks like I'm all set. So, let's hunt for a hill giant. Where? Oh, well, I can look for one on the surface map. That's something I can do. Yeah, let's do that. Why not? Let's go. Because there's a wilderness encounter that actually has hill giants, and that is the beginning and the end of my troubles. And if I run into one on the way, that's also fine. It was a gibbering mouther. I would quite like to have paid more attention to this fight. And this is the big room again. which is where I would usually hunt for a hill giant if I couldn't get one on the map. Oh well, I might as well explore it completely. If I find one, it's a shorter walk. That looks actually quite hill gianty, and it's a yellow H. It's a hill giant. Hooray! Onwards to the next quest. Things are progressing rather smoothly and in an organized fashion. I wonder how long that'll hold. And it looks like herbs are still just as effective as they were before, at least for now. A black helmet actually provides more armor than I currently have. At a cost of 2 points of perception. Which puts my perception at a very, very disappointing 8. I can't see for shit. I might as well start wearing glasses at this point. Now, the unfortunate bit is, if I had known I would find that hill giant so quickly, I wouldn't have wasted my 1 scroll of Blessed Identify. Because now, of course, he's gonna do that for me. So I know exactly the same things I've known before. But I guess that's okay. Yeah, I'm gonna finish eating the slave master. My mother did not teach me to leave food unfinished. I'm gonna talk to you about quest again. You might want to try the shortcut for the forest. Yeah, well, it's the animated forest quest. You might have seen already. I shouldn't have skipped all that stuff. Basically, I want to look past the animated forest and return with news of what I find down there. My suspicions is, because he also makes note of an alternative route that's much shorter but is filled with dangerous monsters, that he's just trying to send me off to get me killed or something like that. But in the end, that's probably something that you might accuse any quest giver in any RPG of. To kill. They want to kill the adventurers. And yeah, well, let's just leave. This, I believe, is the demented rattling. I wonder if his sprite changes the more items you give to him. But I can't master more than Idle Wonder at about now, because it's not really relevant to my current playthrough. So, something that's good is that a door isn't a fireball trap that would have destroyed those lovely herb bushes. I'm currently drowning in these things. And if I noticed that correctly, I hear the sound of cursing shoplifters. Which suggests to me that there is a shop on this level. And what also is on this level, for whatever reason, is a medium crystal shield. Which is an extraordinarily lucky find, because the medium crystal shield is, of course, a absolutely magnificent stats. Has absolutely magnificent stats on it. So, I'm all set. I don't think I've used a spell once in this current, at a current state. I actually might have, might have wanted to read that spell book back in Dwarftown. Just give me all that stuff here. Thank you. Nothing down here. Ah, there's another door here. Oh wait, it's stuck actually. I have to kick it. Because all stuck doors eventually open. And there's a lot of rats being shown, but I killed the rare rat after all. And the question is, am I gonna get finished killing these rats before I have to eat? Because I would like to eat in peace. All these lovely rat corpses that don't draw blood anymore. Because summoners were just far too easy to kill. And this looks like a figurine shop, which are kind of rare. Figurines in general are extremely rare items outside of these shops. Now the question is there any figurine of wondrous power here of particular interest to me? Hyena, Etin, Flesh Golem, Lizard Man, Goblin, Large Bat, Jackal, Large Dog, Fire Beetle, Shadow Figurine. Large Bat, Fire Beetle, Shadow Sense. Doesn't look like there's anything remarkable in here. A couple of these monsters might leave corpses that increase strength, but that's the extent of it. Nope, I'm not buying any of your stuff. Oh, sorry. Why couldn't you have been a bookshop? I love bookshops with an Elementalist. It's probably the only way an Elementalist is ever gonna find a whole lot of books at any point. Because they're sure as hell I'm gonna be finding them randomly. I should read that slow monster spell pretty soon. Potion of water. That looks very much like Meternium, or at least a higher metal, which would mean it will give me a bit of money. And my days as an archer have been somewhat cut short because my good bow is now broken, so I have to proceed with the bad bow. Crude battle axe. I think still does less damage than an adamantium battle axe, so not that attractive. And we've got ourselves a mixed tension room. And of course, now that I don't get letters and only monster sprites, these are kind of harder to decipher. But if I get this right, what I'm looking at is a rat, 2 orc scorchers, a dark elven priestess of some kind, a swordsman, and a skeleton. What the hell is that? Is that a skeletal warrior, according to the big old Z that it has to be? A hippogriff again, or a regular griffin. I think it's a regular griffin actually. Another swordsman, a silver wolf, and a green slime. The most remarkable thing here is probably the Dark Elven Priestess, who is soon going to be filling all this entire room with spiders. I'm pretty sure. Is that a... Yeah, I think that's dark purple. It's really hard to make out. Yep, it's a Dark Elven Priestess. Just wonderful. And a Skeleton Warrior is actually pretty beefy, so I'm gonna switch to Burning Hands to deal with that. Swordsman should be fine. I haven't... let's go for Frostbolt. How hard it is for this stupid goat. Okay. Huh. That, I believe, should be a troll. It's even a shadow troll. It's a more dangerous kind. But should be easily dispatched with spells. And it's a level up! Hooray! Still kind of out of good level ups to take. I might as well increase some gemology by a fair amount. Gemology. So I did pick up some gems. But this is mostly... Jeez, I don't even know. Lots of the good skills have pretty shitty modifiers to go along with them. As well, increase archery. Give him healing a little push. Because I kind of need healing just in general. Now, a good talent to pick would probably be very quick or iron skin. And I kind of feel pretty slow these days, so I'm gonna go for very quick. Okay. Let's eat more of these wonderful mojo roots. And once again, I'm faced with a monster just too adorable to kill. But I've learned my lesson now. There just is no room for adorableness and good in this world. And I best learn to deal with it the hard way. Plus, how am I gonna get loot if I don't kill it? It just doesn't work. And female orc. Cave lion. Orc. That looks much like it's an outlaw leader. These are relatively dangerous. So let's nip that in the bud. That's a dark orc, also relatively dangerous. These should be more easily... Well, yeah, it kind of has these red glowing eyes. They are probably are more easier to distinguish. That is a wild cat. Fire beetle. Doppelganger. Spider. Cobra. The fuck is this thing? Oh, an assassin. No, it's a Grey Slayer. Holy shit, no. Oh, no, no, no. Don't kill me. Okay, got rid of it. Phew. Grey Slayers have pretty nasty poison. And that right there is a rust monster. Did I get anything rusted already? Seems fine. It's a pretty dangerous room. There's another one of these hill giants. Probably prefer not to do that in melee. And that is actually a doppelganger lord back there. I didn't pay attention before whether I was fighting one of those, but come to think of it, I might have. Good thing I never. The thing I couldn't have been a doppelganger lord. Those are actually a bit too hard to kill for me. What kind of lizard thing is this? That's a bullet. Well, now I know what one of those looks like. They sound delicious, but they look like vaguely lizardy. They look like agrons. Not agrons, larons, the second evolutionary stage of Aron. They look like a Pokemon. Some kind of stone-related Pokemon. Oh, it's probably a pretty good approximation of what they are. Let's use overwhelming arcane power to deal with that. No, it's not really well, it is arcane power, but not strictly arcane because I'm an elementalist. My source of power is different from that of a warrior, a wizard, I mean. That's also why wizards are just so much better, because their power is strictly superior to mine. As far as raw power goes, of course. I have advantage of my own, and now usually I would go, holy crap, it's the long spear, long shining spear soaker. It's an artifact, but I think long spear is a new item type also introduced in this version of ADOM, and they aren't really all that remarkable. Just regular long spear. Well, not a regular spear, because it's longer than the average spear, of course. Because it's a long spear. That's how it's described. Anyway, I'm still not done. It's still full of spiders. I hate this. Did I even kill the Dark Priestess yet? Dark Elven Priestess. I don't believe I did. Now, that's not a Dark Elven Priestess. That's some other kind of Dark Elven douchebag. Is that a black wizard? Is that several black wizards? With ghouls and shit? I'm gonna be at this for a while. Well, also some ex-black wizards and dark elven something or others. Now black wizards suck in melee, so I'm not gonna waste more spells. Rabid dog, spider. Ghouls are now not dangerous because I have that amulet free. I do have it, yes. Yes, I do have it still. So I can pretty comfortably fight ghouls in melee. Paralysis no longer holds any sway. And of course you'd have Weird. No, that's not a Weird. Those are really crappy black wizards summoning rats like there were were-rats instead of actually threatening monsters. I just know someone summoned those black wizards because there's way too many of them. Who summons black wizards? That's just obnoxious. And scratch that. There actually is a were-rat in there. Or used to be. There's a huge... I'm getting hungry. All this killing. And I'm nowhere close to being done. Oh, holy man. Holy crap on a stick. Spiders, spiders, rats, spiders, spiders, rats, spiders, rat, spider, rat, spider, 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 rat, rat, spider, rat, 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 black wizard, rat, rat, spider, rat, black wizard, ghoul. Rat, 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 hobgoblin, rat, hobo, rat, 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 rat. I don't know where those black wizards come from. This is just obnoxious. And now I'm hungry. Thank you a lot. More were-rats? Are you still not done? I'm really oh, I'm overburdened now. Well, that is just fan-tuckin'-fastic. Yeah, well, how did that happen anyway? Actually, yeah, how did that happen? Why do my stats suck so much? Am I actually getting a penalty at hungry already? Yeah, they went back to normal now that I've eaten. Oh, they didn't used to do that. You usually only lost stats when you got down to starvation. I don't remember that. Oh, they changed things around a bit, apparently. Now it's important that you actually eat the moment you start getting hungry. Well, you live, you learn. Now for the eating. I'm just gonna eat all of the corpses that are actually edible. And now I'm full. Hunger shouldn't be a problem from here on out. There's more of these were-rats, and the Dark Elven Priest is still around and is still summoning these stupid spiders. Okay. There she is. There she is. And I believe I am done for the moment. Oh, there's still one of these guys kicking around. Oh well. Okay. Nope. I'll solve that. It got him to turn around at least. Oh, it turns out these arrows are special. I don't want to waste them. Chaos Brother is dead. And he actually has a multicolored cloak, 20 stones. That should be Cloak of Defense, am I right? My ADOM foo is undiminished. Or at least, well, let's say some of it is there. Not perfect, but... Now, a pixie corpse is something I don't really want to risk, because I don't think I have teleport control. Okay, I'm actually not even remotely done with the level. And... Of course, now that I'm down here, I realize that I should have actually looked for the secret door up there before I went all the way. And... Went for it. No, whatever. It's a yellow ooze. Shooting doesn't work. Burning hands will do it. Will do the job. Goblin Slave Master. That's a green hag. Well, yeah, it looks like a green hag. It is a green hag. If it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's probably a swan. I think that's how the story goes. The ugly duckling. I think I'm talking nonsense again. Berserker Lord? Nope. I'm gonna fight that this way. I have to remember to pick up those seeds again when I go back, because those were pretty much almost certainly herb seeds, because I've identified plant seeds now. I should recognize them on sight. At least I believe so. I think I remember seeing a plant seed before. The only way I wouldn't... Right? Somewhere here? Well, I seem to remember. That doesn't mean it actually happened. So I might be delusional. And I hear I am excited and I hear buzzing sounds, which means there is a vault. There are giant angry bees. And as it turns out, a vortex, which I'm gonna have to probably avoid. Or kill before it kills me. I'm pretty sure that... Well, I am acid resistant, but acid vortices specifically do a whole lot of damage. So I definitely want to kill that too. I am probably not lightning resistant or anything, so a lightning vortex has good odds of killing me. And even the relatively least dangerous of these vortices, the fire vortex that I can spot over there, might destroy my items, so I'm just gonna deal with that right away. Because of course a fire vortex cannot withstand any kind of frostbolt. Good old carrion crawlers with their annoyingness. That is a ghost lord. I'm not gonna kid around with that. And that is a spectre. I'm also not gonna kid around with a spectre. Drop the rapier. Might be vaguely useful. Chaos spiders being obnoxiously hard to kill, so I'm gonna keep exercising that burning hand skill. This is a mixed vault. It's actually a mixed vault, so I'm gonna have to be pretty careful in general, because something in a mixed vault is always gonna come out being much more dangerous than it has any right to be. What's going on down there? What is that? Wait, I think it's a cupcake. Yeah, a Herfling cake. Okay. I thought it was some kind of really odd-looking little creature. Sometimes this stuff gets disorienting. Ah, a heavy crossbow. That's actually good. I want one of those. Those are actually much nicer boots than I probably have. I'm pretty heavily armored at this point, even though I'm still only using studded leather armor. That is of course subject to change the moment anything blows up my cloak of protection, which is made of regular old cloth, and so isn't gonna withstand a lot of item destruction. I don't want to tangle with that door, because that is most definitely a trap door. That over there, what is that? I can't really identify it from the map. I'm drawing a blank, actually. Ah, it's just a green worm. Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, green worm. Where are the bees? I want to make a dated reference based on the fact that these are bees. Along the lines of an incredulous exclamation. And then expressing my discomfort at them pecking out my eyes. The bees. Ah, Not the bees. They're in my eyes. Sorry, dwarf guy, but you were hostile. That means I get to kill you. Those are the rules of engagement. What is that thing? Green blob. Those are actually more dangerous than the regular old slimes. Though, not this. Nothing can withstand the power of my elements. Oh, not you again. I remember your buddy in the arena. He died like a bitch, but it took ages. Thankfully, you didn't really have the room to run. And, oh, Dark Elven Wizard. I need you gone. Regular ghost. And that is a waterproof blanket. Wonderful. That is... No, that's not Cyclops. Cyclops has one eye. Fomorian Giant. Nope. You are one ugly motherfucker. By the way. That's the Fomorian Giant's gym gimmick. Ochre Jelly, I don't want to fight a melee because they're gonna corrode my adamantium axe. I don't have anything made of eternium yet, as far as that goes. Floating Eye I don't want to kill manually because... And that is a mummy. That's gonna die very quickly to burning hands because it's vulnerable to fire. There's a giant frog. And I remember this thing. It's a clay statue. Also dies very quickly to fire for whatever reason. Okay. That is an adamantium longsword. That should at least be worth money, if nothing else. That is a Cyclops. But nothing in here that I shouldn't be able to kill. That I should not be able to kill in melee, so that's good. Oh wait, yeah, the Cyclops I should probably burn with my hands. I'm actually close to breaking the experience limit on the pyramid, so I'm gonna have to be careful. I might have to break off whatever I'm doing before I reach the animated forest and go back to the surface, though I really don't want to, because that's gonna take a whole lot of time. Did I forget about a moss Moralan, or do they just stop working at 20 now? I think that's I guess that's a possibility. I seem to remember something like that. Ah, Cyclops corpse, excellent. Actually, I'm gonna munch and feast on these courses again right away. That should at least have gotten me lightning resistance. So if that's a lightning vortex, I now have a chance in hell of surviving it. Oh, well, I shouldn't talk like that because my current health score is actually starting to look somewhat useful. I forgot about that. Yeah, I'm an elementalist of level 12 and above, which makes me fire resistant and shock resistant. And I have acid resistance. The only thing I'm missing should be cold resistance, actually. Which is just as well, because cold is very, very rare, actually. Anyway, so I need 41,390 experience points for level 16. I don't think that is something that would happen if I explore more and just finish off that vault. But I don't know for sure. And what is that thing? A giant boar? Oh, holy crap, no, it's a gorgon. Holy shit. Oh no, oh fuck, oh what? Oh no, oh no, oh no, I don't want any of that. Oh, holy crap, it's a gorgon. What does the most damage of what I have? Burning Hands, a 15d3 plus 34. That is a whole fucking lot, so I'm just gonna burn that. Purification gas. Okay, it missed once. And that was all the chances it had. Okay. Gorgons, if you didn't know already, have the power to petrify you, which will instantly end the game with a horrible, painful, well, probably not that painful, death. Death all the same, at any rate. So you wanna get in panic mode and just kill them all away. It's very important against a Gorgon to be in coward mode and just do whatever else you can think of, because Fighting one in melee is just too slow. It will get too many chances to petrify you. And maximizing PV helps prevent the petrification from happening. The odds are actually pretty decent on that. So, if you find yourself fighting a Gorgon, make sure that you very soon you will no longer find yourself fighting a Gorgon in a way that does not end with your death, just generally. Oop, Berserker King. No, 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 no. I don't want any of that. I'm gonna take that down as fast as I can. Fortunately, it has tons of hit points. Yeah, I'm gonna level if I stay in here, I'm pretty sure. It's a bad thing, because I don't want to get level 17. Now, can I still risk it? Because I don't... Oh, that's an acid vortex. Yeah, I'm out. I'm out. I'm just gonna not bother. Why is that thing faster than me? I don't want that thing to be faster than me. Okay, we're gonna try a different approach. Different approach, success. But I'm still out of here. What I'm gonna try is to just solve that quest to find out what's behind the animated forest. I'm pretty sure there's a good chance that this door, these stairwells will lead either to the Dwarven Halls or the forest itself, which should allow me to complete the quest. And if it isn't, I'm probably gonna turn around. Now, this is the animated forest. It's of course, as usual, filled with the animated trees, which aren't... Getting through there is something that requires a lot of patience. And having 2 shields probably wouldn't hurt either. Now, I actually failed at this horribly with the character from the Mission 8 Impossible challenge. So I'm a bit wary of trying that again. And I'm gonna check whether I own a wand of digging. That's a no. Check whether I own a pickaxe. That's double no. So that method is right out. I have a wand of teleportation with 2 charges, but that probably takes far longer than I'm comfortable with. I do not own a wand of monster detection, which is something I can also check. Do I own a scroll of monster detection or anything like that? Nope. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. That means it will probably be very risky to go through the Dwarven halls as well. Do I have an item that makes me invisible? Such as a ring of invisibility. I do not know, but I don't think it's likely, because neither coral ring or copper ring can be a ring of invisibility. And potions, of course, are right out. So crossing this the forest on foot is probably not a very good idea either. I mean, I have the food to sustain myself if I were invisible, but I'm not. So what I'm actually going to do, even though that is kind of disappointing, is turn all the way around and do the pyramid instead. Before that is closed off forever. The nice side effect is that... Oh. Ah, yep. Dual shielding now disallows spell casting, which I think is sensible, because that was a pretty OP way of doing a spellcaster. You just ran around with 2 shields, not doing much of anything, except you could still spellcast at full power, even though even though you had no way of otherwise fighting. So that was pretty OP, because you could just get into coward mode, wear 2 shields, spellcast at full power, have 100 TV with minimal investment. So quite sensible that it would remove that. I think. To be fair, I pretty much advocated it really advocated for it pretty hard in the forums. Back when it was a topic. Because I'm just a kind of party pooper, apparently. Make of it what you will. I'm just gonna keep walking. Of course, I'm strained with an exclamation point, so I'm gonna visit that shop. Get rid of some more stuff now. I don't really want that second shield. It weighs a bit too much. And I have a much better one now. I'm gonna keep... No. I don't want a cap anyway. Now the dagger, longsword, and the other dagger are could be pretty useful. I'm probably gonna drop them on the altar and then identify them once I am sure they're not cursed. I'm also going to sell this aquamarine and these pieces of glass. And these demon daisies, and these burp roots, and yeah, that's happening. Okay. Drop metal girdle, drop dagger, drop longsword and dagger, drop light heavy crossbow, drop climbing set. Drop coral and copper ring. Drop light green potions of water. Yeah, I'm fine. And we're gonna identify these weapons. Mithril dagger fumbling, that's a straight up sell. Adamantium longsword does a little bit more damage in a vacuum than the adamant. Nope, it doesn't. It actually does less damage, so that's fine. And there's still another dagger to identify. That's a regular mithril dagger. We're gonna keep using that axe. And what we're also going to do, we're going to take off the gloves, take off the ring of fire resistance, and change it for a ring of... Oh, ring of regeneration! Now getting to the animated forest sounds like a much more likely thing to happen. Because with the ring of regeneration, I'm probably going to be able to sustain my way much easier. Because I just heal off whatever damage I take in relatively short order. Assume a ring of regeneration regenerates 1 HP per turn. That's it. And that's all. That's pretty much amazing, because you're gonna do a lot of... There are a lot of turns in an average game of ADOM, and even during an average battle. Yep. Gonna need more mortar roots as usual. Let's get to those stairs before I collect a whole lot of more XP. That amulet might actually be amulet of light saving. These guys are having a little battle over there. Not really gonna wait around for that. And I'm out. Onwards to the pyramid. Onwards to the pyramid. As one of the side effects of playing a Herfling, you accumulate experience extremely quickly. So it's probably not that rare for Herflings to be unable to finish the second Thundarr quest before they have to detour for the Pyramid. Still kind of annoying. Ah, okay. If he doesn't want to fight, I'm not gonna kill it. I'm lawful. I'm stupid. Like that. I don't just kill anything that moves. Only those things that a game explicitly doesn't explicitly tell me not to kill or whatever. Explicitly tell me not to kill. It's an acid trap. I don't want to walk over it. Ah, I'm resistant to acid. It holds no sway over me. Oh, it's all full of ants here. Did I not kill those ants back then? Apparently. I just let them stay alive and stuff. What an idiot. There's a lot of ants. This is annoying as fuck. Yeah, and warrior, iron ore and wooden stick. And quarterstaff and gold. More ant stuff, and that's the ant queen. A former ant queen. And there's the hole, and it's is done for. Okay. We're back on the surface. Now let's walk all the way over here. Stroll all the way over here to the pyramid. Enter. And there we are. Oh. Nice tiles. Kind of really does look like a pyramid. And we're gonna save the game right here because this episode is already pretty long now. We managed to slay a hill giant. We explored our way to the Caverns of Chaos. And in the next episode, we're gonna have ourselves a good old-fashioned mid-boss fight. Mini-boss fight. I think, yeah. Good way of saying it, because the way it hip qualifies as a mini-boss. So, until next time, when it's time to play ADOM. Oop. That's not my, it's not my finish replay button. Finish recording button, that's the button for ASCII mode.